Welcome back, everybody, to episode 31 of the Everybody But Me show. Tonight in studio, it is me and Phil Fit.
Let's go.
We got Tate here with us and Mike as well. But we have an amazing guest today, somebody who, was one of my initial friends when I went on The Bachelor. I was so nervous and scared to talk to anybody, and Mike was one of the first people I talked to. And was there for me right away and kind of hyped me up. Mike is an ultimate friend, an ultimate hype man. And, he wrote a book, the feeling, help me out here. Feeling the love. I just had it. Making the love you want. Making the love you want. I got Feeling Seen and Making the Love You Want mixed up in my head. He's got a bestseller book. He's got a bestseller book, Making the Love You Want. And then he's got a new website, which is super cool. I just got to dive through it, which he hasn't even opened it up to the public yet. But if you're listening, you can go on there right now and log on and join it. It's going to be a newsletter. It's going to come out, and it's going to be a website where you can explore sex. I'll let you dive into this more, your own sexuality, all things like that. I just think it's really cool how you've been passionate about this. Something that when I first met you, you talked about that you wanted to do and dive in more, and here you are doing that. Everybody, I got Mike Johnson here joining us tonight. And Mike, it is truly an honor to have you on here and to talk that talk with you.
We're going to talk that talk. Thank you so much for having me here on your stage, to grace your stage. Very proud of you. It's good to see you for the first time in the flesh of some sort, internet flesh, Phil. And Tate, I can't see your beautiful face, but I know that you are a beautiful individual.
Oh.
She over there blushing. It's a pleasure to meet you too, Mike.
Is he hitting on Tate right now?
I think so.
No, I'm not. I'm really respectful.
It wouldn't be Mike to not hit on Tate, you know what I mean? So that's something Mike I know.
Mike, you got my number?
Oh, you heard that, Mike?
Tate's fun. But Mike, man, right from the start on the show, you were the strongest probably figure in the house. Like your voice held so much strength. When you spoke, everyone stopped and listened, and you were kind of everyone's big brother. I think you were like the mature older one of the group. You were the one who, looked out for us and kept it 100% real with everybody too. And, when I was trying to come out of my shell on that show, you were the first one there to pull me out of it. And ever since then, I remember the moment, you know what I mean? And ever since that moment when I finally spoke up and I was like scared to death to speak up, because I never really was that kind of person for myself. Mm-hmm. Mike came over and dapped me up 3 times and made me feel good about it. And, Mike's that kind of person. He's very good at making people, 1, feel comfortable, 2, feel loved, and 3, be cared about.
I like that. I already feel the energy.
That, man. I really appreciate that. Like, if I were to, God forbid, I leave this earth tomorrow, that was, 1, make you feel loved, make you feel comfortable, and just, that was really considered. I appreciate that. I don't know if people know that about you. You're not lying. You were extremely quiet. I'm like, you got this chiseled MFer on the corner, just like being quiet or whatever. And he wasn't doing it on that wasn't his game per se. That was just, you were a really quiet person in the corner until, we got you out of your shell. So I'm glad you got out of your shell because obviously you're blossoming in a beautiful way.
Hold on one second. What are you recording? Hold on.
We weren't recording.
No, we weren't recording. Start. Now we're recording.
Wait, are we recording now? Because I have a question that should not be aired on camera.
Now we're recording.
Now we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we're live.
All right, now we're good though. Sorry about that. But Mike, I wanted to dive in and first kind of talk about, you and where you're at now. You're 4 years, removed from the show, and something you always call and you ask me, and I'm going to ask you, how's your head?
That's funny you say that because really that made me smile. You already know why. I'll just say it since last time TC and I hooked up, I always tell him what I do with some people that are really close to me always ask at the beginning of every month, how you doing? How you feeling? You know, how your people doing? How your wallet doing? You know, just the things that can get us down or whatever. I really do that. Me and my homies been doing it for years, to be honest now. And so I appreciate you saying that. I'm good, man. I'm the same exact person that I've always been my entire life. They always call me like a gazelle that they're trying to pull back the reins. I'm like, nah, I'm going. And I just want to be in everything that I feel I am on the inside. I want to make sure that it gets out as best as I can on the outside, right? And so that's where I'm at. I'm in a place like that.
Good. I mean, that's an amazing place to be in.
I like that.
I mean, especially, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was reading about how a lot of people who go on The Bachelorette or go on these TV shows, when they get off these shows, you know, years later, they're depressed or they're...
Oh, bro, let's talk about that. That's a conversation I've never had publicly.
You know, they're depressed or they're down, you know, because at one point you're regarded as the biggest thing there is and you're hot shit and your social media is blowing up and opportunities are blowing up. But when it all starts to die down, you know, what, how are you? You know, because that's a high and it's a craziness that you'll never ever feel really ever again.
For most people, I agree with you. I think that you're one of the extreme few that, you know, got through that bubble right there. That's real, man. So many people that have been on not even just The Bachelor, but just reality TV, or they won some award. They got a title of some sort. They won the Heisman. They won a Super Bowl, and then, you know, years later, we tossed you out like, you know, yesterday's trash. And it's a sad reality of how humans are, right? We want the what's now, but at the same time, I mean, I remember, I'm not going to say his name, but one of the guys from our show, the one that you and I were on at the same time, was like, he had unfollowed me or whatever. I'm like, you know my person, I keep it hella real, and I have no problem making something uncomfortable for you, right? But I'm respectful. I'm like, yo, so why you unfollow me, bro? He was like, I unfollowed a few of y'all, and I'm like, yeah, you unfollowed me, this person. There's like 4 of us. You are one of those people. And he was 100 with me. He was honest. He was like, because y'all blew up, you blew up on like a different level, right? And he was like, we all started from the exact same position. And he had a great point. And I just had to tell him, I'm like, man, like, I brought you up an example because you were the highest. Like, I blew up in comparison to him, but you blew up like on ultra level. You feel me? And so I was like, you could take me in comparison to TC. Yeah, I would love to be at his position. But if they keep it 100, like, that's outside of my control. If we know the Serenity Prayer, I can't control that. You can't control that. So if all you can focus on is you right now, then, bro, you going to waste your time thinking about some other dude, or you going to do what you got to do to get on?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is so much easier said than done, if I'm being honest, because like, it's not like football to where your hard work behind closed doors pays off, right? It's, let's be honest, who thinks that you look attractive for one part? Are you a good person for another part? And then you get airtime for the third part, right? And so, I mean, I do understand why people can get depressed about comparison in that regard, but I find that what truly matters is not an audience, but a community. And like, we have audiences on social right now, people that got 10,000 followers and are micro followers that grew from nothing to something. Though I genuinely, I mean this on everything I said. I'd rather be a person that has a community versus someone that has a big ass audience. Mm-hmm. So if I got like 500,000 followers right now, I'd rather have 50,000 that fuck with everything that I do in comparison to 500,000 that want to see, TC, what do we talk about when we get together? Oh, I asked you, Mike, I'd be like, Mark, I'd be like, TC, how do I get my IG popping? You say what? What is the first thing you say?
Take your shirt off.
Take your shirt off. That's because we have an audience that wants to see us half naked or who we're dating. And that's no offense to them whatsoever. I love them. They even helped the brother out a lot, right? But I feel those individuals that like, man, they compare from our season, me, you, Hannah, of course, I don't know, Connor, and a few other guys, Dylan, of course. But I mean, you got to just focus on what you can. Take it for what it is. Like, stop comparing. They say that people that win an Olympic medal, that get on the podium, the silver medalist is always the most depressed. because the first person, obviously winner, they're happy as fuck. But then the bronze person is just happy to even be there. The silver medalist, when you become a silver medalist, you forget that you made it to the effing top, bruh, of the world. But hey, like Ricky Bobby say,
it ain't first, you're last. Let's go.
Damn it, I'm last.
I took a deep in. I was like, all right, let's keep this on.
No, I mean, I think you make a great point, and I think too, like me, you, everyone from our show, we're not social media people.
Dylan talked about that. We're not. Like, you get these people that just come out of nowhere, and now they're like, you're considered one of America's probably top, top 100 sexiest men, right? Which I salute you. I'm proud for you. Like, real talk. I think I really don't, behind your back, I don't say nothing negative. I'd be like, damn, I wish I had this or that, which would be true. But at the same time, I'm not going to hate upon an individual. So, like, bro, people got to stop tripping with this.
Yeah.
Like, you made it on a freaking national TV show, man. That's awesome.
Which I think people lose sight of that. Like, you did TV, like you did all these cool things. Just take it for what it was. It's just part of the journey.
Yeah.
Like, you got on there to find love, huh? Like, you either found it or you did. Well, from our season, no one found love, but
but I think well, if we want to be true here, the only one that screwed up all the love did find the love. And that was Jed. He's engaged. Like, good for him, man. I got no beef with him.
He walked away.
But no, I mean, I always say this thing, like, I'm not good at social media. I'm not meant for social media. Like, so like
me either.
Like, I just post what I know people like, and that's it, And but like, people come to us like, you have social media, you're supposed to keep this status and do it. I don't know how to do social media. I don't know at all, But I went on a show for TV. People like me for my personality, and that's all that was. And I think people get upset and then get sad because once they get off it, they have to try and keep this machine going. All in all, you can't. Yeah. Very few people know how are built to blow up, crack the code, and keep blowing up. That's why.
The one person I think of like three, and they're, as far as guys, none of us are guys. They're none of guys. There's Hannah G, and I'm talking about the Bachelor franchise because I can think of others in other aspects. Hannah G, Rachel Lindsay, Caitlin Bristow, and JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
I see them like crushing stuff, right? As far as guys normally go into business.
Yeah.
You mean?
So I want. Do you have anything for Mike?
No.
I kind of want to dive in with Mike because Mike, Mike to me has been through. He's lived many lives. I
have. I done lived a lot.
Military.
Okay.
Everything. He's done a lot. I remember listening to Mike's stories when I was on the show with him and just being so fascinated. I'm like, damn, this man's done a ton. This man's lived a lot of life. I'm over here trying to propose to a girl. I ain't really been outside of Jupiter. You know what I mean?
I ain't done shit. This man have been around the world.
Yeah, and so I was just like looked up to Mike, and I want to ask you this: what is that moment, and it could be multiple moments, whatever you want it to be, that made you pivot, made you make a turn for different?
I talk about it in my book, Making the Love You Want. I was a little street dude. I mean, I was, just doing a bunch of illegal stuff. I ain't going to incriminate myself. I was doing a bunch of illegal stuff. And I remember a song by a rapper named Plies. You would know me from Florida. And there's one song where he says, 2 years of balling, I'm going to say it incorrectly like he did. Well, I'm going to say it correctly. 2 years of balling isn't worth going to federal penitentiary for it. And like, that just stuck with me. And I just like, that inner voice in me was like, bro, you're being a follower. And I, as you know, my personality, I'm not a follower. Like I am a follower to someone, but to the masses, I don't follow, right? Before going on the show, I was on my social, I was following a very small amount of people, right? And that to me was like, I was doing a bunch of illegal stuff and I was just hanging out in the wrong crowd. And I was like, bro, you weak, bro. And I don't like that. Like, I tell people, I look at life at times. This is a very pessimistic way. I understand it, what I'm about to say. But I watched a lot of gangster movies growing up, right? And one thing that always has stuck with me is what can my competition or what can someone that wants to see my downfall, like how could they penetrate me, right? How can they penetrate me? And so doing the legal things is easy. Girls, all these different things someone could like come into you. And so at that moment, I decided to join the military, basically, long story short.
Just one day you flipped the switch and said, I'm joining the military.
Well, it came down to paying for tuition for college or paying for my rent. And I'll never forget this sentence. I said to myself, I have it exactly. I don't want to go into debt to further my education. And that's no offense to anyone that has taken on school debt to further their education. I think it's a wonderful thing to further your education. For me, though, finances has always been a big thing. You called me right before this call. What did I say? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, literally. And so for where I come from, finances is a big thing for me. And what I was doing wasn't going to give me the route that I wanted to go. And so I felt that. I remember asking my uncle, I gave him 4 options. I said, what's going to make me, I gave him 4 options. He said one thing back. He said, what's going to make you a man the fastest? And I felt that was for me to expound my knowledge base and of just how humans work and how society works and join the military. And that's what I did.
You think the military changed your life for the better?
I think it's everything in totality of that. Like I met people that thought completely different than me, right? For example, like an easy example, when I joined the military, let's say I joined the military in 2020, right? Or 2019, 2018, when Trump was like, it was a huge push, right? Back then, if I was, let's say 17, 18, 19, I would have been extremely ignorant to my neighborhood, my socioeconomic life. But then when you join the military, you meet people from every background. So somebody might mess with Trump and they got my 6 and they gonna protect my life, even though we have a disagreement here. And so I had to understand human beings are all different, and you have to have compassion to understand someone. And then from there, that changed my life. Just the culture of human beings changed my life.
I mean, that's kind of what football was for me.
Yeah.
What's cool is Phil's daughter's in the military.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for our service.
Yes, yes.
My brother's
Army.
Army, okay. Your brother's Army.
My brother's Army as well.
Yeah, my sister, she had to do a big brother up, which I love. I smile. She was an Army captain as well.
Damn.
That's awesome.
Badass.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. I tell her, I was like, you know what Army stand for, right? She'd be like, what? I say, Air Force rejected me yesterday.
Oh.
That's we talk crap about.
Always gotta talk shit.
Right. Your daughter, if she was Phil, your daughter would be like, oh, he's in the Air Force. What he do? He golf all day. We talk crap about everybody.
So Mike, you got a new website coming out called Feeling Seen.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. So Feeling Seen, if you go to feelingseen.com, FeelingSeen, it's basically explore the feeling of being seen. And what I mean by that is we talk about all things around this sexology, which is the state of human life and or relationships. And so this goes from everything from, hey, I'm a virgin, I'm dating somebody and we were ready to take a step to, hey, I've been in a marriage for 5 years and my libido is completely different. To, hey, I've been in a marriage for 30 years and my partner has never given me an orgasm. Like we talk about everything. Or, hey, I feel like I was born in the wrong body. All these things within sex and stuff that we talk about. Why did I want to do this? I talked on the show that my ex and I had a miscarriage. That definitely led me to wanting to learn more about just have compassion. It led me to want to have compassion and to understand. But before that, I talk about in my book that I was sexually taken advantage of. And there's some other things that you'll find out by just signing up and just getting to know me a bit better, that you can clearly see why this was a very healthy and positive path for me to take, and so I can help other people. And I genuinely want to help other people and help other people for free. And so that's what Feeling Seen is. And I'm not a board certified sexologist, but I am on my way to be board certified. I am a certified sex coach, but we have board certified people on there. We have Chopras, we have 25-year plus experience mental health therapists on there. Like we got the team. Like, so for people to think that it's just me, that would be me doing a disservice to y'all. I have people on my team that are a billion more times more intelligent than me. And we have colleges and universities that you'll be seeing as well.
Amazing.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you're a sex coach right now.
Yes, sir.
Well, I need some coaching.
You know, I was once told if you do something good, you should never do it for free. So you can see what I can give you today. I like playing with you, right? Because I know you. You feel me? Like when I do everybody's podcast, I don't necessarily be as like playful. So it's good to have a home.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's talk about this. First, my feeling seeing this stuck out to me. You have 5 things that are important.
Yeah. So we both grew up in America, right? So do you remember PEMDAS? Do y'all remember PEMDAS?
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Do I know PEMDAS?
You don't even know how to do this shit, but you know what it means, though.
Hey, I'm a math genius.
All right. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, right? And so I'll tell what the 5 things are, but I was thinking like, man, what's the easy way that people can remember this? You know? Like, what's the easy way? And then we'll slowly start to penetrate their minds even more. And so I came up with dudes can't communicate effectively regardless. Girls don't remember that. Dudes can't effectively communicate regardless. And so what it means is the D is for discovery. Then we have communication. Then we have consent. Then we have engage. And then we have reflection. So basically what that means, or long story short, if you are in a relationship and you were like, UTC, you're like, yo, I want this relationship to be Gucci. I want it to be great. I want to have a strong foundation. You would need to start off with that discovery. Discovery is for yourself and for your relationship. So you need to figure out, you need to discover who you are. What do you like? What do you desire? What do you not like? How can you improve yourself, right? Discover who the hell you are. And then you do that individually, then you do that with your relationship, right? If you don't know how to do a discovery, then go back a step. What's the 5th step? The 5th step is reflection. So you can go back to your previous relationship then and say, okay, I like this, but I didn't like this, right? Step 1 is discovery. Step 2 would be communication. You need to know how to communicate to your partner. If you don't know what to communicate, go back a step, which is your discovery. What you've discovered about yourself or what you discovered about themselves, now you can communicate that, right? Now, after communication, you need consent. Obviously, when consent, we think of one thing normally, but consent has multiple different meanings. Another form of consent is, and I tell people this all the time, to give yourself grace, to give yourself consent to forego the shame that you have for something that you may have done in your past, right? Forgive yourself for how you have treated someone, have consent in that regard as well, right? And then after consent, after communicate, after discover, we have engage, which normally is like, okay, let's say we're talking about sex, because sex is very easy, but when I have conversations around how do I communicate what I desire, or like when people that signed up, I have hundreds of people that have already signed up for Feeling Seen. Make sure you guys sign up. You can ask a question. And my team and I will formulate the response and I'll give it to you within a newsletter. So it's pretty dope. People have signed up and said things like, quite honestly, number 1 question ladies have asked is, how do I tell my man that he's never given me an orgasm?
Wow.
And the three of us listening, we're 3 guys. We got Tate over there probably laughing. I can't see her face right now. And it's real. Like, we think we're doing it right. We think we're doing a beat it up dance and, doing what we're supposed to. Even that is wrong in itself, because why would you say I want to beat it up? That sounds like a wrestling move. If anything, I'm trying to like tap in, not tap out. You know what I mean? And so all these different things, I don't want to go too deep into this because I take this very serious and I can talk ad nauseam about it. But basically, if we're talking easy and simple, my 5-step Feeling Seen program, if we're talking about sex specifically, step 4 is engage. So therefore you would, after you've discovered, after you communicated it, after you've gotten consent, then you would engage in it, right? And then the 5th and most important step is reflection. Oh, baby, how was that? You know what I mean? You want to go, and being funny, you want to go to the left, you want to go to the right next time, This stuff is real, but it's
communicate,
more important when it comes to like an actual conversation about when you're trying to have when you need to have a difficult conversation, that's when this is take you to the next level. And then also we're going to be, as we continue to undevelop things, we're going to be giving you guys, if you sign up at feelingseen.com right now, next week when we fully launch, I'll open it up for you guys right now because TC the homie, you're going to get you're going to get basically a discovery sheet. It's over 65 questions, pretty dope. for you and your partner, or you and yourself, or you and your girls, or you and the homies to like literally go through and just ask questions to discover who the hell you are. And so we're gonna have a bunch of fun stuff, a bunch of handouts, a bunch of games that we're working with. Like basically what I'm doing is giving away free game, giving away free knowledge, and I'm getting, I said what I said.
So can someone communicate with their partner with this worksheet, or they do communicate with you, or how does this work?
No, so
or is this discovery for your own self, basically?
No, I appreciate the question, homie. So the worksheet, when you go to feelingseen.com, we'll give you the worksheet coming next week. You sign up today. I'm not gonna give it to you today. You're gonna make you wait a week. And it's for self. Like I'm not a part of that. What I am a part of is when you submit and reply directly to the email, ask me your question. Ask me whatever question you want. Like I'm literally bound to not be giving your information out, so you ain't got to worry about that. And we will answer it. And so we'll answer that within the newsletter. And I mean, like I said, there's hundreds of questions that have already been asked. And starting next week, we're going to be answering those within the newsletters. And that's the beautiful part, is that it's kind of like for those that just want to sign up and like, you know what Facebook is? Like no one really uses Facebook. The only reason you even go to Facebook to see who's pregnant, who married, blah, 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 right? That's kind of, if you want to be quiet on Feeling Seen, you get to like hear what other people are talking about and maybe ask that question to your partner or ask it to yourself, right? The other aspect of it is, I got a question. I want somebody to know what the F they talking about that doesn't know me personally, that won't judge me, to answer my question for me. And so I think my platform is absolutely amazing on that regard.
Sounds like free therapy, man. It sounds awesome.
For real.
It's awesome.
I mean,
thank you.
Very, very selfish.
That's how my team looks at it, but we don't. Everyone on my team is certified in their own rights, and they are life coaches in their own rights. They do this already. So, yeah, and I mean, I'm literally putting my money where my mouth is because my team, they ain't free. So we're trying to give y'all greatness right here.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say this: with all the the knowledge and everything you have in this topic and sex and all that, thank God you didn't make it to the fantasy suite. Thank God you didn't make it to the fantasy suite, because I'd have no shot. None of us would have a shot. Nope. We'd be all done for.
At least, well, I don't know. It was different 4 years ago. Now, a lot has changed in 4 years. So a lot has changed in 4 years. So we're in a better place today than we were then. Yeah. Like that. Y'all might have had a chance back then.
you got that much better already?
I was gonna say, Mike, how old are you,
a lot
Mike?
of practice, huh, Mike?
It's been half a decade, homie. Like, that's like going from college to the NFL. A lot changed from high school to the NFL.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Y'all both was like, what?
Fair enough.
Like, you got a point.
It's like the NFL: bigger, better, stronger, faster.
Yep.
Yeah. Not necessarily faster. You're not trying to always go fast. I like to go slow and steady instead of fast and unready.
Mm-hmm. Damn, fast and unready.
I got a question for you, Mike. What is? Well, you just started this website, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I guess a later on question. I'm curious of the age demographic that you get to ask questions to you.
Beautiful question. So far, because we do have a few hundred, so I have a little data on that. So far, we're in the 25 to 44 age.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 to 44 age. It is a majority women, but you'll be surprised. I got guys on there talking about, hey, this is another one. Like guys are like, hey, I don't feel comfortable in the bedroom with lights on, right? Or I have this dysmorphia, this body dysmorphia that makes me look this way. And so, like, how do we talk about that? Or Mike, hey, I saw your episode when you were talking about performance anxiety. Like, what are the things that I need to do? I mean, all kind of things. Like, I'm really so happy for what I do. It really makes me smile because it's not strictly sexual related. It's more about, hey, I'm depressed. How can I feel better?
And what do you do for performance anxiety?
Well, what I'll say like this. Basically, you need to slow down you need to get in tune with your nervous system and slow it down and calm yourself down more. Basically, get into the vagus nerve. So in layman's terms, that means just breathe, slow, tell your partner what's going on.
She's going to see me hyperventilating.
You said what?
I said, she's going to see me hyperventilating over here in a bag.
Yeah, you hyperventilate. You basically what happens. I'm gonna tell you what happens to us when that happens. Right? Adrenaline is rushing.
Gets your ass.
Because our body doesn't know the difference. And when adrenaline is rushing, your nubs, like your penis, the tips of your fingers, the tips of your feet, don't get no blood no more. Right? And so if you're hyperventilating, you're getting anxious, your dick ain't gonna never work. You know what I mean? So therefore you gotta calm yourself down. And the way that you calm yourself down is via the vagus nerve which is controlling your automatic nervous system. And the way to do that is you're gonna have to just breathe slow. Do 21 breaths. Tell your partner what's going on. And then there's other things. You can please your partner without necessarily penetrating your partner as well. So I mean, you still can do a lot of wonderful things. And then if you were to, I guarantee you this, if you slow down, if you breathe, you tell your partner what's going on, and you or your partner like, let's not have sex right now. Let's not have penetration right now. I would love to go down on you, girl. You go down on your girl, you get it off, for example. I bet you feel good about yourself.
Hell yeah.
Of course you do. At least you should.
I'm walking out with my chest out.
As you should.
Yeah.
Walking out with Conor McGregor around here.
Yo, Conor got to win. A man's lost his last 3 fights. A man needs a win.
I remember one time you spoke about this. We were in the hot tub with like 15 dudes talking about sex. And Mike talked about how you can make a woman orgasm by just speaking to her.
Oh my God. I said that 4 years ago. That's funny. That's funny. I'm not going to take back what I said, but yeah.
With your voice, probably.
No, not at all. Not with my voice. It's not even the voice that you have. It's not even necessarily the word that you say. It's a few things coupled together. Put it like in a shaker and shake it all up, right? It's more about, and this isn't for everyone. Like, I'm not saying 100% of people can do this, so I'm not saying that either. When we talk about this subject, people are very, as they should be, extremely overprotective, right? And so therefore, I still got a professional hat I got to wear, right? Which is, everything I say isn't like for every single individual.
Yeah.
But you absolutely can. If that energy is there, and if anyone ever says energy is fake, any science professor or scientist will tell you energy precedes matter. And it's a real thing. And so that energy is right. Think about a baby when they get on their mom's flesh to flesh, on their mom's chest, right? And they feel her energy. And I'm sorry for the fellas, but that woman has carried that baby for almost 10 months.
Yep.
And they feel that energy of their mother. That's something different. That's different. And so when you are in tune on a level like that, magical things can happen.
No, I mean, when you're in love and you're having sex, that's the best shit in the whole wide world. Like just looking in those eyes and just,
It's not, what's your favorite joint? Insomnia cookies?
No, it's way better than any cookie I ever ate.
I agree with that.
I mean,
I agree too. I ain't gonna lie.
It's just
amazing.
It's
the whole thing for me. It's like the aftercare. It's like her putting her head on my chest, playing with my chest hairs. It's the whole joint for me. It's like us doing a reflection period. She was like, babe, I love when you did that. You breathed on it a little bit today. Like, all that's the whole package to me is just all.
I mean, I love learning about that person you love, like sexually.
Me too.
Like
sure.
what they want, how to make sure they get to where they need to go. Like that stuff to me was the greatest sex I ever had.
He said the greatest sex I ever had. It's true. I would agree. It's an amazing thing, but it's not just in the bedroom, because in order to have the greatest sex you ever had, I promise you that didn't start in the bedroom.
Oh no, there's so much to it. I mean, there's everything that leads.
So much to it. I just that's what I'm saying. I love the whole package.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
I mean, anticipation is part of what makes it so great.
Anticipation, Trey Songz's Anticipation album. Wolf of Wall Street, where Leonardo DiCaprio and he goes like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
He does that thing. It's that. Yes, girl.
Yeah.
I love the whole thing as well.
Yeah. No, it's that. Then it's. I've had some of the best conversations I ever had with somebody after having sex.
You
Because
truly do. I mean,
I think when you have sex, you're the most vulnerable and open to somebody you'll ever be.
Very true.
You know, and then so that allows for you to put your guard down and talk more and let things out that are important and that each other need to know. And it makes you, you know, once you get more comfortable with having sex with somebody, you're able to reflect and communicate about what you need or what you want when having sex.
My wife
taking the Philistine strategy, boy. I see you about
I'm trying to follow PEMDAS or whatever. Boys don't. What is it? Boys don't.
The easy way to remember it is dudes can't communicate effectively regardless.
Dudes can't communicate effectively
regardless. Okay.
Yeah, so it's D, C, C.
Some dudes.
Yeah, some dudes.
Yes.
The S don't fit.
But no, you're right, though.
Phil, you could say dinosaurs don't communicate effectively regardless because dinosaurs are extinct. And they're in the language of communication that you've been doing, you should make that extinct as well.
Or douchebags.
Okay.
I like douchebags because douchebags isn't gender specific. I might do douchebags.
I like that one too. Yeah.
I like that.
You're right.
Yeah. You might, yeah.
I hope we're not dinosaurs as far as being a gentleman. And ladies, are you listening? There are a few gentlemen out here left. Not myself, but are you single, Mike?
That was a good question. Look at you doing. Look at you. I see you, boy. I see you asking the question that they wanted.
I want to know coming from a coach. I want to hear what the coach.
No, I'm not that.
Okay. All right.
You're in a relationship.
I am.
Good for you, man. I have a question for you then about this. Being so experienced and knowledgeable on everything you are in sex and dating and whatnot, do girls ever confuse what you bring to the table or what you talk about or how you act as game instead of who you really are?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because my girlfriend, she knows I'm naturally a flirtatious individual, right? And she gave me a compliment the other day. The compliment that she gave me was she was having a conversation with her friends or whatever, and she gave me, she was like, yo, I just want to say I appreciate you. I don't think I ever told you. Thank you for, she gave me a direct example. The other day we were talking and I was like, oh, this is what you mean? Is this what you mean? I said, I'm trying to learn your heart. And she was like, yeah. And so she complimented me on that because when we say things, we have to understand there's almost 8 billion people out there in the world. We have 8 billion stories, right? The three of us on this call have 3 different stories. And so the energies that we come to this podcast with are all different, right? So if I'm flirting with somebody, like not even my brain, I don't even be flirting. The person I'm flirting with is my girl. She's damn sure I'm flirting with her, right? Everybody else is just Mike Johnson shit. And just who my natural personality is. And so I said the story about my girl because she said she appreciated me for listening to her heart and knowing who she is. And so my girl knows who I am. She knows where my heart's at. She know I ain't gonna never mess up nothing like this. And then let's be 100. She know I got a blue check. And if I were to like cheat or do some stupid shit, it's gonna be everywhere. And then my whole career before I even took off is gonna be messed up. Really. Now for the other, and that's just real talk. I don't know Tristan Thompson, he different. Now for my bad, homie, my bad.
Tristan Thompson acting up.
The boy's wild. But
City
as
boy.
far as like other women, I would never put them. Now, I might say something, but I'm never going like, come on, TC, let's be 100. We know when we want to change the steering gear, when we want to change the gear, we can go into that gear of like, I'm flirting. And so I would never get to that level, right? It always stay at level 1.
Mm-hmm.
My level 1 may be higher than most individuals' level 1 just because, you know, I'm gifted gab, but no, my girl knows what's up.
I mean,
I feel that. Yep.
What's a trial or tribulation?
Ask me your question directly. You know what I mean? Ask what's up. What's up?
What's a trial or tribulation you and your partner have gone through? Because dating in the light is hard.
No, for real. That's why you don't know who she is. And I
love that for you.
You know, I told her, and I've said it publicly. I'm all about privacy, but not secrecy. You know, like somebody commented on her post the other day talking about, when are you going hard launch Mike? And she deleted the comment and she like sent me the like little screenshot of her doing it. I said, yeah, why you do that? Because I wanted to understand her thoughts on it. And she told me, and I was like, I appreciate you going with, you know, my thoughts, what makes me comfortable. But babe, I'm all about privacy, not secrecy. So therefore, you know, if you want to put that on or if that was already on your page, You don't got to delete your engagement for me. Now, when it comes to dating in a public eye, I mean, this shit is annoying, as you know, as we both know, but I try to be as 100 with my girl as possible. All the women that I pay on my payroll, or all the people I pay on my payroll are women. It is what it is. My agent's a woman. You're going to see me out. Somebody going to see me out with a woman. I'm probably going to hug her. There's been times where I've been out with my girl, and I know there's 10 times more for you. There's been times when I've been out with my girl, and girls have come up to me, like, touch me while I'm holding my girl's hand. Like, damn, girl. And so I think my girl knows my heart, and she knows me. And so that's a beautiful thing for her to know, and a beautiful thing that I've aided improving myself, so she continues to get to know who I am. But as far as like all the bullshit that we have to deal with in this position, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
It takes a strong, special lady to be able to date somebody.
It does.
Coming out of the bachelor world, because everyone cares about your dating life. That's like their number one thing, and they care about. And you're more just like an attractive object, and people want to come take a picture with you and grab on
and
you
touch you,
touch you. And like my ex always struggled with it because she's like, I feel like I'm just a wall. I'm never, seen or noticed.
Well, it's funny you said she's never been seen, because that's where we came up with the name Feeling Seen. We always want everyone to feel seen and be heard, and so that's like one of our tags. With your ex that you had mentioned, how would you be 100? Don't say the right answer, because we both know how to say the right answer at least over 4 years now. What would you do when some baddie would do something, like come up to you or whatever? How did you handle the situation?
I just be polite, and then I just be, hey, I'm here with my girl. I hope you enjoy your night, and that was that, But
I think you did nothing wrong if that's what you did.
Yeah, but no, it'd just be like it would be like the nonstop, like people coming up for photos and and to me, I'm like, that's my job, that's my work. Like I gotta, if people come up to me, I got a gift where I can make someone's day for giving them 10 seconds of taking a picture and saying what's up, and being cool. Like I'm very blessed and thankful for that opportunity I can have with people.
Amen.
And it made it really hard when she was getting upset over that, because she couldn't stand all these people coming up to me. And because I think part of it was when someone came up to her, she was like, oh my God, me. But
when, are we talking about that one? Okay, yeah.
When it was me for the 100th time and her for like the 4th time, she would get mad at mine, which I was just happy.
That sounds like a her problem.
I was gonna say the same thing.
But this all goes back to saying, like, it is very tough for any woman to date in, someone coming off The Bachelor, or someone coming up with all this attention and whatnot, because you are going to be hit up for pictures and whatnot all the time.
So this is how I've done it. And I don't think there's no wrong thing that you did. Now, I would love to hear her side of the story. Of course, they say there's 3 sides to a story. His, hers, and the truth, right? I don't know her side. But anyway, I've seen you do it, so I know it to be true. What I do is, I try to put the power in my girl. So when someone wants to come up and ask for a picture, we in a position to where I feel comfortable taking a picture. And mind you, I love taking pictures. I get DMs every day, and I'm sure you do too. I know you do 10 times more than me. Every day, people be like, "Yo, I knew that was you. I saw you at this spot." And I always say, "You should have just said what's up." I'm a super nice guy. I smile all the time, happy. But like when it comes to when I'm with my girl, I'll be like, "Hey, can I take a picture with him?" And just cool with it. And she 100% of the time says yes. But it makes her feel empowered in some form of fashion. It makes her know that she's
That's a good point.
There.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It makes
ask
her
for permission.
It's present, because I even asked the girl that I take a picture with. I just put my arm around you. My mom actually told me that back in the Gap 4 years ago. She's like, "Yo, make sure you ask and you put your arm around her." Some people, she was like, "My mom, moms, right?" And so shout out to your mother.
Appreciate it.
And no, sure. And so yeah, I try to empower my girl, but also when we're at dinner, I'll tell someone if they come over to the table, I say, "Can I please take a picture with you after dinner? I'll come up to your table." And they probably, I think, get annoyed with me, but when I actually come up to the table after me and my girl's dinner, they get hella happy, because it's like, oh, he actually kept his word and remembered me. That I've seen it be tenfold. I always do that. But like, if I'm with the homies, I'll take a picture right then and there. Like, if I'm with the male homies, I don't give a damn about the homies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's respect, though, man.
No, for sure. You said something just now. You're always happy. Are you always happy? How the hell are you always smiling?
No, of course not. No, I'm not always happy. Something that I thought about the other day, I'm working on a lot of stuff for Feeling Seen. And I don't know about you. I've never had this conversation publicly either. But I got a persona after coming off the show. My persona was, that's a black dude that's really nice and always smiles. Your persona is probably the great looking dude with the fantastic body. And I would assume, And now it's probably different because you've done so much more since then, which, I salute you for it. But that's what I'm publicly known for. And I remember someone said to me one day, a fan, and they didn't know how I took it. And so I'm not mad at them whatsoever. They were like, Mike, why don't you smile? Why aren't you smiling? You need to be smiling. And I said in my head, damn, can a brother like just be chill? You know what I mean? Well, I wasn't not happy at the moment. It just takes 17 muscles to smile and 43 not to smile. Don't ask me why I know that. And so for you, it'll probably be really easy. And it made me think that we get these personas when we're putting in these positions of like attention, whether it be Tom Brady or whether it be, Miss Universe or whatever the case may be. And so I think people got to know that as well. What if Eminem has talked about taking a shit and people have come up to him while he's taking a shit, right? And so we're all human. My apologies. I was on a slip. I was bloviating. I know what you were saying.
No, I mean, I just like how do you? Basically, how are you always happy? How are you all,
there's 4 things. I ain't gonna guarantee it yet, but I'm 85% of the way as a guarantee. This is a guarantee, but I'm about to say that you haven't heard someone say before. 4 things. You do all 4 of these things, hit me up personally. I'll give you my number, ask TC for it if it don't come true. If you do this minimum 5 times a week, you meditate. That meditation could be some real meditation, or it could be you sitting there, you ain't got nothing, no electronics on, you ain't talking to your girl, you ain't talking to your boy, you just by yourself. What meditation is, what it helps you do is get present, right? You do that. Second thing, you move. Get your ass out the house, right? I used to say all the time, because I like to be playful, I say, if you're sad, run around the house naked at the top of your lungs. People always think I'm crazy. That's being Mike. But I'm being there's some genuineness in that. Truly. So meditation, movement. The third is pleasure. Pleasure is a big part of life. Like serotonin, endorphins, like these things are real. You know what I mean? These things help us. Dopamine. These things help us feel better, right? There are feel happy drugs. It like literally is chemistry. And then the 4th thing is connection. Having a conversation with someone that you just met on the street, having a conversation with someone you love and care about, having a conversation with someone on IG Live because you TC and you got millions of followers. Those 4 things, meditation, movement, pleasure, connection, Pinky promise you, you're going to be happy.
Mike, I like that. And I have to say, I do all 4 of those right now.
Really?
Yep, I like that.
How you feel?
I feel great every day. Not every day, but I mean, there's moments. There's moments, like you said, we're all human.
For the most part of life.
I'm going to add a 5th one, though, Mike. I wake up every morning with gratitude.
I'd agree with that. I go to bed every night and say thank you, and I wake up every morning and say thank you.
Yep.
I'd agree with that.
Yep, but that's perfect.
I definitely pleasure. That's definitely probably number 1.
Definitely pleasure.
Or 2 on my list. I definitely move a lot.
Yep.
Then I pleasure again, and then
do you meditate?
Meditate's the one I think I don't do enough. Something I've been thinking about lately is there's times where you got to disconnect from everything.
Yep.
And you just need to listen and think. Listen and think.
Yeah.
And
let it turn it off.
It's hard. It's now like I used to listen to music all the time. Now I don't listen to music as much anymore. I used now I'm starting to listen to podcasts, or I just sit there and just listen to myself.
Perfect.
And I think these are all things that I've kind of been pondering on. I just turned 30, and I think it was like, thank you. And I think for me, the biggest reflection I had, since turning 30 was, what now? What's next? Like, how are you going to evolve and change? I feel like I went through my 20s as kind of just like all over the place learning. I learned a ton and I grew a lot. But now I've been thinking in my 30s, I'm like, let's marinate in what's going on and like really learn and listen to yourself, to the people around you, and be present. Like that's something like, I've been trying to do. It's not necessarily meditating, but someone just says, Ali Maz was right, like being intentional, and
For sure.
Some of my, friends' complaints is sometimes I'm with them, but my mind's in 4 different places.
Somewhere else.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to salute you again, homie, because like I love when I see people from the show like this. I hate to say it because it feels some type of way. It feels slimy saying it, but y'all will know what I mean. Like you're Tyler Cameron. When you be putting Phil on, when you be putting your other homies on, that's like I love to see that. You know what I mean? And so even though I probably agree with your friend that you're probably in a million places at once, like to be the same OG is a really good thing. Like my friends say that to me, and I just want to say that to you. As I'm glad you're there. I'm glad you're present. That same thing you just said actually made me a better listener, made me a great active listener. So when fans come up to me when I'm with the homies, because I was being playful, it's like, I don't give a damn about the homies. I'll take a picture. Because it's true. But I will pick up that conversation I had with the homies like nobody's business. They're like, damn, bro, you just had a whole conversation with this girl or this dude, taking a picture and come right back to the convo.
Yeah.
Right. It helps me literally be a better listener. So that's something that I would say is positive.
Yeah.
About taking pictures with fans. But yeah, man, like when it comes to the meditation now, most people are like, well, I can't meditate because you get more thoughts. The reason you feel like you're getting more thoughts is because your mind is actually calmed down. And now all the thoughts that you've always been having are coming to the forefront. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Until you get good at it, then you will start to reap the benefits of it. You got to go through it to get to it.
How long into meditating do you start meditating and then you don't fall asleep anymore? I'd be doing it. I'd be afraid to do it in the morning because I'm gonna fall asleep and then I'm gonna miss the whole day.
Well, I do mine in the morning. That's why I get up so early in the morning. I was going to ask you, Mike, when do you find it the best time for you to meditate?
I found that everything that is a guarantee, and I saw this billionaire do this. He writes down 6 things every single day, right? And he X's them off every single day, right? And obviously, if he doesn't get to all 6, he puts the ones that he didn't get to at the top of the list, right? And every single day, there's like 3 things that are constant. Hang out with my girlfriend, go to the gym, meditate, right? And then there's 3 other things that are like for feeling seen or for other projects that I have going on. All the shit that got to be done, got to happen in the morning. It has to happen. Mm-hmm. It has to, because
pleasure.
Pleasure takes up, hours,
That shit, love that shit in the morning.
You might have a pleasurable morning session, like, hey, I forgot to do, I don't want to go to the gym. My legs weak now, Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah.
I can say so much about that, but I won't. But yeah, in the morning, Phil.
Yeah, mine's from 3 to 5 time.
You said what?
My personal time is 3 to 5 because nobody is awake in the house but me.
Jesus. What time do you go to bed?
Whenever I can. Sometimes 10, 11, whenever I can. It's never the same time.
Because machines don't get tired.
Let's go. You know what time.
You don't get tired.
Don't make me get hyped up. I'm trying to be chill.
He's not trying to be chill.
I'm trying to be chill.
See, I wanted to be there with you because what my goal was, Phil, I was going to ask if you can put me and TC through like some drills because like I was on it. Like right now I'm a bit smaller because last week I shot a video that I'll drop on Valentine's Day, but I got smaller after that. If you ain't eating.
When are you coming to Florida? Say no more.
Yes, pick a weekend.
You tell me when.
I'm gonna come to Florida if y'all come to Texas. If y'all come to Austin.
Bet.
Austin?
Bet. We're there.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, we set it on the Everybody But Me show. We'll make that happen.
We're just a flight away.
Exactly. That's easy.
Or a phone. No, my bad.
Hey, so Mike, I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this before we go into the calls, so we can call in here. But before we go into calls, I want to ask you one question. It's my favorite question to ask people. If $1 never mattered, what would you do?
I'll be doing what I'm doing now.
Me too. I love that. That's a great question. I love it.
Love that. That's awesome.
I'll be doing what I'm doing now. I'm learning how to help people. Period.
Fuck yeah.
I'm giving free game away. So yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna soak that shit up.
Shit, bro. You might want to pay attention to the engaged portion. I know what you need some help with.
The engaged portion? I can't even get to that portion in life.
Shut your ass up. That's a lie.
He means the engagement portion.
Yeah.
Engaging.
When you get a relationship, then we'll have conversations. Hey, Mike, how do I learn how to communicate? Because people always be like, oh, you should communicate, but people don't know how to communicate because communication is also, when I roll my eyes at somebody, that's communication too. So I hate when people say that. We got to learn how to accurately communicate and actually do it right. So we'll teach y'all that later.
Hell yeah. Damn. You hear that, y'all? Y'all go to feelingscene.com and y'all get this whole army of people through Mike that can help you with sex, relationships, communications, all these amazing things.
Help you deal with your boss that's nagging. You know what I mean? Like we literally, that's what we're teaching. Genuinely.
No, I mean,
your mom that just won't get through to you, or you can't get through to your mom. We tell you how to have a conversation.
No, it is.
That's important.
It is truly cool, man. What you do, and to hear you saying what you're doing right now is what you want to be doing is the dream, And everyone's got a gift, and it's really cool to see people take their gift, harness it, and then do something special with it. And that's what you're doing, man. You've been talking about this since I met you, and it's cool to see you 4 or 5 years down the road doing it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I think the definition of success is not anything monetary, but the ability to wake up and do exactly what you want to do.
Love that. We got a caller here. Let me see if I can get them on. We're taking calls right now.
It's dope. I love that y'all do this.
Me too.
He said, me too.
It is fun. I love it. Got him.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, Mike? Can you hear her?
I can. Who are you speaking to?
We're speaking to Liv, I believe, right?
Yes, that's right.
What's up, Liv? How we doing?
Hi, we're doing pretty good. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of nervous. I didn't think you'd take my call.
Hey, we learned today. You just got to breathe. Breathe
through it, Liv.
We're breathing right now. My heart rate is real fast.
That's because Mike smile.
You guys were talking earlier about blood circulation when you're in the middle of sex or any sort of intimate moment, and it made me think of a funny story that I would talk about with my girls when I was first kind of exploring all of that. And I have a word or like a phrase for when that happens. Basically, whenever that starts to happen to me, my hands will like claw up. They look like claw hands, but the word that I use isn't claw. I call it Lego hands. So anytime that I'd be in that situation with my girls and something would happen like that, I would know immediately. I'd laugh about it because the Lego hands is just funny to me. And sometimes in the moment, I almost want to laugh at myself, but I don't want to ruin the mood. But I would tell my girls that I'd get Lego hands, and then in those moments, whenever that would happen, I would know that I'm not actually enjoying the situation. It's actually really like a bad sign. So that's that Lego hand. It's funny you guys brought that up because it made me think of that phrase that I used for that and how it brings awareness to when I know I'm not in a good position. And in the past, I have a weird relationship with sex and with my sex life and all that, and I'm learning to heal. I've been taken advantage of in a lot of stuff in the past. So this is kind of like that Lego hand thing was just interesting. You mentioned that because I've thought a lot about that before.
Oh, so I have to get some clarification here.
Is she talking about during sex?
So during sex, if you're not feeling good, you get Lego hands, like your hands will kind of cramp up.
Yeah, they totally seize up.
Oh, hold on, we're losing your service.
I feel like it's some.
You got bad service. Can you say that again?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, say it one more time.
So, yeah, when it happens, it's a bad thing. It's because I'm really, really anxious or like I get triggered in some way and then go to a bad place in my head, but it doesn't, it's just a physical response. Like my thoughts may not be immediately thinking of that.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
everyone's different. Like if it's a bad thing for you, it's a bad thing for you. That's a wonderful time. A wonderful sign for you to get the hell out of that situation.
yeah. So I have a question. question for you then too, because I'm still learning to heal from all of that trauma in a sense of being taken advantage of and kind of having a poor relationship with sex and trying to introduce that into relationships. So besides the meditating and trying to look back at old like when all that stuff would happen, what kind of advice would you have for someone who's trying to gain that confidence in herself again and kind of get back to that childlike curiosity of exploring that with someone?
I just heard you this time. The first time I didn't fully hear you, so I want to say thank you for just being, just sharing some of the trauma that's taking place against you and just being open and vulnerable about that straight up. And then secondly, to your question, there's so many pieces to that, right? But a lot of people have genital numbness, and a lot of people have other things that go on in their nether regions in that area that I want to be able to just give you a straight answer. And I do apologize right here, simply because that would be a conversation that I would have to have with you and know more about it. It could be everything from seeing a doctor to make sure your blood levels are great, to understanding the trauma that took place exactly and where you feel that and how we could cover that. But I would say that's going to be discovery and understanding what triggers you, understanding exactly what those things are and how we can move forward, and then expressing those things. But I would need to know more information that we shouldn't have on a phone call.
Gotcha. Well, I'll reach out.
Reach out on Feeling Seen.
Yeah, go to Feeling Seen. And, you got to apologize.
No, reach out to feelingseen.com and type it in. And you can leave your questions with Mike there, and he can definitely dive in deeper with you there.
Okay, that would be dope. That'd be dope. And before I get on to let you take other calls, I just want to say thank you guys so much for doing this podcast and for being open to communicating about all this stuff. I try to listen every week, and when I don't, I tend to come to YouTube stuff. I'm usually working, so I can't even be on this call. And you guys have brought a lot of clarity and helped me kind of process stuff as I'm learning to be a girlfriend and grow to be a wife and stuff. And I want to thank you guys for that. And also, Tyler, for when you would make that joke and run around screaming your phone number and stuff, I don't know if you've seen, I get nervous and delete it, but when you say, if you're hurting and want to text your ex, text you instead. I've DM'd you before because I wanted to text an ex fling and stuff, and I don't know if that weirded you out that you've seen it, but just to get myself out of my head, so if it happens, I don't know if you're open or receptive to that. People send that, but it's I just really think that that's cool that you guys do this and that you're that kind of person for people, and you helped me a lot in my growth and trying to heal and become a better person. So thank you.
That means the world. I would definitely be on the lookout for your DM. And thank you for calling in and joining us and listening to us. Like I said, we're always here for you. We love the listeners. We love you guys. And without you guys, none of this is possible. But no, thank you for sharing what you shared with us and opening up and being vulnerable with us as well.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys so much. If I'm ever in Florida visiting and stuff, I'd love to talk more. I always itches. I wanted to say so much more and talk to you guys about this stuff. I'm an extrovert, so I process it's not with me. But
no, please. If you're ever down here, let us know.
You got it.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank you, Liv.
You
Happy Tuesday.
too. Lots of love and prayers.
You have a great one.
So awesome.
That's
That's what's up. That's going to be a beautiful newsletter when we get to help her out. Watch.
Yep.
Absolutely, man.
Hey, is it Este? Is that your name? Estefania. We got Estefania on the phone. What's going on, Estefania?
How are you? This is my first time joining and listening live. I was actually, I was in LA last week, and my friend sent me the link to the page, and because I was in the hospital visiting a loved one, so I had nothing to do, just sit in the hospital in the ICU waiting to see my loved one, and I became hooked. So thank you guys.
Oh, thank you so much.
The time.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And I also just wanted to say that my mind went to the gutter when Liv was talking about the Lego hands.
What
you guys got on that too?
What you got for us?
It's a situation.
I mean, it could. You're hilarious.
Oh my God. Can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud. Saying that Great talk, great topic. I'm going to look into Mike's page and see what he has to talk about sex because I love talking about sex, love having it. But I'm single AF and I am at the point where I'm just like, I don't want to have it. Like, I really just want to wait for that special person because it's so much more fulfilling when you have a connection with somebody. And I just got out of a relationship like 2 months ago and it was great, but there was something missing. So I can't imagine what it would be like waiting for that right someone. So I'm just really trying to practice like being abstinent and waiting for that someone. But how the hell does one not think about it all the time?
Hey, it's okay to think about it. I think about it all the time too.
There's nothing wrong with thinking about it. I mean,
Shit, there might not be an hour that goes by where I don't think about it.
Just say for real.
we got a beautiful thing to where we can pleasure ourselves. So it's gonna be thought about.
I feel like with that, I want the real thing. Because, like, when that's done, oh my God, I can't believe the first time I'm talking to you guys and I'm just saying this. But, like, when that's done, it's like, oh, wait, I just want to cuddle with somebody. Like, you're just there alone. So I'm, like, really, like, not doing any of that. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way.
Maybe you find the right person to do it next to where you both do it. And then when you can cuddle it up next to each other.
Hey, that's it.
I've done it before.
Oh, that's sweet, Tyler.
Hey, but I mean, one thing I will commend you on and have the utmost, respect is there's something that you want and you're going to stand for it and you're going to do it. And, you want to wait till the right person and wait for the right time. And you should never feel pressured. And you should never, if a guy is like, oh, I need to have sex in order to figure this out. No, they don't. So always be comfortable with what you got and what you want and how you want it.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. I just don't give anybody a chance. Like, I'm very like, oh, I don't like this red flag. All of a sudden, I don't give anybody a chance. So I'm trying. I turned 30 last year. So 30 was my year of yes. I'm like, how the hell am I going to meet somebody if I don't leave the house?
30 is the new 22, baby. You're good.
Hey, so every time, like, my friends would want to go out, even though I'm, like, not in the mood or I'm tired, I'm like, you know what? I need to go out and I need to put myself out there. Because I'm like, the only way I'm going to meet somebody is if my house gets on fire and the fireman comes. I'm like, there's no other way. So,
I know that
the
feeling.
thing is, when I go out, I'm, like, not entertaining anybody. So,
You gotta stop that.
in that situation, and I'm aware of it, but I'm trying.
80% of marriage now actually happens from people finding each other on a dating app. I didn't know that until the other day.
80%?
Wow.
Damn.
That's big.
I did not know that myself.
You just signed up for one?
Yeah, I signed up at the beginning of the year because my friends were like, hey, just sign up for a dating app. Like, it doesn't hurt. And I was so against it because I don't feel like I connect with anybody like that. Like, I need to meet with you in person. I need to vibe with you. And that's how I'll know, like, if there's a connection there. Because it's like, okay, you match. Now what? You're chatting. And it's like, oh, what do you like to do? What's your favorite color? And I can't do anything with that. And then meeting up terrifies me. I haven't met up with anybody. Like, I've literally just been collecting, like, matches and just leaving it there. And I've only chatted with one person, and I can't vibe with that.
You're what I'm calling, you're doing what I call, you're playing Pokemon. You're just catching people right now.
I'm catching them all. No.
And you catch them all. I was going to say, you're saying that you feel a type of way about the dating apps, which I don't blame you whatsoever. But then at the same time, it's going to take a fire to get you at the house. And so we had a dilemma to where you ain't going to meet nobody, baby. And so I think that you mentioned something right there to where, you feel like weird almost by meeting up with someone. I think that if you just have the 4 things that Tyler and I talked about, like meditation, movement, pleasure, and connection, you literally will be just happier in yourself, and that energy is going to exude you, right? And so the other individuals will know that. And if they don't know that, you still can be happy yourself and keep it moving because someone else is going to see that and want to jump onto that in the most positive light. And so I think that if you go out into this life, and I know this life is crazy, and I know that men do shitty things. I apologize for my gender at times. But I think, I didn't hear you.
No, she laughed.
She just laughed at it.
Oh, okay. I genuinely, I can't stress, the things that I've heard. But women be doing some things too. We ain't gonna talk about that. But I feel that we have to figure out what has caused the reason that we don't feel comfortable around people and like dissect that. And it just basically is another form of saying we got to like look within. And then once we feel completely comfortable within, then we can conquer the world.
And here's what I'll say to you. You're 30 years old and like you're single. It's a great time and a great space. Like you're young. I'm 30 and single, and I love it. Life is an adventure. I owe nothing to nobody.
So true.
I can run around. I can do what I want. I can go on as many dates as I want, right? Live life like an adventure. Go on dates. Put yourself out there. Just have fun and be open. Explore. Because life is too short and too fragile to be sitting behind closed doors or being too scared to communicate or talk or put yourself out there, because it's going to pass you by. And you got to get out there and go have fun with it. You know, even if the date sucks, have fun with it. Find a way to make fun of it. You know what I mean? Or guess what? You're going to leave with a good story. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it's just, because I'm a female and it's scary going out. Like, I feel like I would have to send my friends the location, like whatever.
Which is good. Which is definitely fair.
Which is smart.
Yep.
That's smart.
Always drive yourself to wherever you're going. Yeah. So you always have an out, you know? And have let friends know, like, yo, here's a key word. If I text you this, call me, get me out.
Come get me, right?
Yeah. But
my friends always joke, they're like, I'll sit behind in the booth, hiding behind the menu. Just give me the code word or make that.
Yo, I'm sure girls have done that.
But one thing go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say to you, Tyler, like, we gotta, as men, we can't really say that because like we're not in the same shoes that women are in. Right?
Oh, I definitely agree.
You know, some women, they think about children, they think about careers. And so there's more pressure upon a woman in those regards than us. You know, we're just dumb guys. We can have a kid any day. We could do whatever. It's not, you know, we have a family. It won't affect career, none of that stuff. And so I don't know your situation, Liz, or just if that's something that you like, don't want, whatever the case may be. But I think just for you, Tyler, like, we just don't know sometimes. Like, the positioning is different. Like, I'm a little bit older than UTC, you know what I mean? And so the things that we think about may not be the same things that a woman thinks about.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta be conscious of it.
Oh, no, definitely. And I definitely agree
and I know
too.
You know that.
That even when it comes to just dating or just going out, there's fears that women have that we don't have to live with or deal with.
We just are,
you know.
I mean, you 6'4" and big as can be, you know.
What'd you say?
You're 6'4" and big as can be.
Exactly. But, you know, my whole thing is just get out there, you know, and get out there and be safe.
Yeah.
And, you know, with your friends or whatever. But go on those dates, you know, answer to somebody on Bumble. You never know where one conversation might lead you to or where it might go.
Or better yet, as Stefania, just go out there and be solo for a little bit. Date you. Mike said earlier, like, you got to learn to get to know who you are and love who you are as well. And then you're going to put out different energy. So go out there and date. Go date you right now.
That's what I'm big on.
I've been dating
on that
for like 15 years. And this past relationship that I was in was just like something because I felt like I wasn't putting myself out there. So I'm like, let me try. And this was somebody that I've known for years. So I was like, oh, the friendship was already there. Let me take it to the next level. So that was just me putting myself out there. But otherwise, like, I've been single. Like, I really just don't give people chances. I know that's a my fault, a me thing. But I'll try. No,
it's not your fault. There's obviously something put you in that situation and hurt you and scared you. And honestly, I'm in those same places too, where I don't want to take people on in relationships because I've been through what I've been through. So don't ever think it's just your fault or you're something's wrong with you or you're wrong. You know, it just takes time, and timing is everything. And you'll be at the right place at the right time. You're going to meet the right person. So just never give up on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you say that. They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right?
What'd you say, Mike? Say it again.
I say, you know,
Mike, you got it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I'm confused right now. I was saying they say if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans and timeline because, you know, it's all in God's timing. And so, like Phil said, I echo that and with TC as well. Just date yourself, get out there, know who you are, discover who you are, like at the age that you're at the chapter that you're at, the era that you're in right now. Because who I am today, this year, is different than I have been in the past. For example, this year, my whole era is just complete things that I have on my task. Everything else is extra stuff. And the beauty about doing you, dating you, having your expectations, first off, never lower your expectations. But when you become the person that you want to be for yourself, that person somehow follows suit and comes into your life.
Yes.
When the timing is right.
Yes, it does.
Stephanie.
I've just put everything. That I've just put everything in God's hands, and it just made me think of a topic like for a potential like future show, like coincidences. Is it fate, or is it like something that's meant to be, or is it a lesson, or something that will be? So I'm very like cognizant of.
I had a coincidence today.
Is it fate? Is it all that?
No, I love that. I think that's a great idea, and we're gonna definitely write that down. I had a coincidence today, and I was texting someone. I was texting Liv, right? I put in my phone LIV, and I don't know who did it, but I'm gonna pull it up. I typed in LIV in my phone, right? I don't know how this got there, who did it, but when I do that in my phone, the top thing says Andrea lived her dream, or like this was what was coming up when I was
Wow.
I was like, I don't know. And the mobile number was one.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know how that got there. Who put that there? Like, I would never put that there. But if I type in LIV, that contact,
It popped up.
and I was like, that to me today happened. I was like, never knew that was there. Never knew how they got there. Interesting.
Wow.
But
Fine.
no
Signs. Yes.
Yeah, signs. But hey, I just want to say this: you turned 30, I turned 30. This is gonna be our best era.
Yes.
It's been my best era, that's for sure.
We gonna find it this year.
I mean, we will. We'll come to Miami. I'll try to go to Jupiter, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, you talking my language?
There you go. Hey, TC said LIV. LIV is low-key in Miami. Just saying.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you started saying LIG, I'm like, was he talking about stuff Liv? Like,
No.
I was like, Liv?
But thank you so much for calling in.
thank you.
Appreciate you. You too.
as well.
Mike, man, I'm going to wrap this up here. I can't thank you enough for you coming on here. Before we wrap, a few things I want to just harp on. Make sure you guys go to feelingseen.com, type in the password feelingseen, and you can sign up right now. He's opening it up right now, a week early before it's supposed to be open. But I'm super excited for the launch of that next week, Mike. Please send me all the info on it coming up for the launch so I can help get it out there and promote it as well. Super proud of you. And just thank you for always being an ultimate friend. You know, we met each other in a crazy way, and you've been one of the most level-headed people I've ever met to come out of that kind of scene. So I'm grateful for you, grateful for our friendship, and grateful for you coming on here, man. I can't thank you enough. And just love you, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I always just say to you, all the people that, pray for you in silent, make sure you make them proud. Continue to be great.
No doubt. No doubt. For those listening still, next week we have a live show, our first live show. And I'm excited. We're going to be at Bodega here in West Palm Beach on Valentine's Day. So if you don't got a date like me, come join us. It's going to be a great night. I am excited to spend this night with y'all. We're going to have a show for about an hour and a half. It's going to be at 6:30 next week, so it's going to be 30 minutes later than what it normally is. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have drinks, party, and burritos. It's going to be a blast. Everything you could ever want.
It can be a good time.
The burritos sounded so left field.
Right? Burritos.
Party, burritos.
And we have an amazing guest. We have an amazing guest next week, Chris Olsen, who is just the biggest thing on TikTok right now. He's got a fun page. He delivers coffees to like celebrities all over the country.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
So I'm trying to see if he'll bring me a coffee. I want an espresso martini. So we'll see if he can get me one.
Me too.
Yeah. But Mike, man, love you, brother. Thanks for everyone listening. Join us next week for our live show.